Okay guys, we're back with Free Code Camp, the new responsive web design, and we are going to try to complete the cat photo app today, so let's jump into it. Alright, the legend element acts as a caption for the content, and the field set element, it gives users context about what they should enter into that part of the form. Add a legend element with the text, is your cat an indoor or outdoor cat, above both of the radio buttons. So does this go, I think this goes under the field set but before the radio button. So legend, is your cat an indoor or outdoor cat, question mark, / legend. Let's see what it did up here. Looks good. Alright. Next, you are going to add some new form input elements. So add another field set element directly below the current field set. Okay. Alright. Add a legend element inside with what's your cat's personality? Okay. Forms commonly use checkboxes for questions that may have more than one answer. For example, here's a checkbox with the option tacos. Use the legend element you just added. Under the legend element you just add an input with its type set to checkbox and give it the option of loving. So we're going to do this and we're going to say loving. Okay. Did not pass. So it says loving. Input type, checkbox, loving. That should have been right because it's self-closing, is it not? Input with its type attribute set to checkbox and give the option of loving. Maybe we do this. I don't think so. That's going to add it there. Do we do /input? I don't think so. No. The input element should have an opening tag but not a closing tag. That's what I thought. Input type. Should be located directly to the right of your checkbox. No. Okay, so we were literally missing a space. We need to get rid of that. Add an ID attribute with the value loving to the checkbox. So type ID equals loving. Okay. Congratulations. There's another way to associate an input element's text with the element itself. You can nest the text within a label element and add a for attribute with the same value as the input element's ID attribute. Associate the loving with the checkbox by only nesting the text loving in a label element and place it to the right of side of the checkbox input element. Okay, so how do I do this? Associate the text loving by only nesting the text loving in a label element and place it to the right side /label. That's not right. You'll need to add a new label element in which to nest the text loving. Make sure it has both an opening and closing tag, which we have, label. Oh, didn't spell that right. The new label element does not have a for, so label for loving. Okay. Add the name attribute with the value personality to the checkbox input element. While you won't notice this in the browser, doing this makes it easier for a server to process your web form, especially when there are multiple checkboxes. So add the name attribute with the value personality to the checkbox input. So name equals personality. Alright. Add another checkbox after the one you just added. The ID attribute value should be lazy, and the name attribute value should be the same as the last checkbox. Alright, so we're going to do input ID equals input lazy. The type should be checkbox. The name should be personality, because it should be the same. And then we're going to do lazy. Make that a space and then L, capital L for lazy. It's not right. What is not right about it? Input ID, lazy, type, checkbox, name, personality, and then lazy. Oh, okay. So I guess we need to label for lazy. We need an equal sign right there. Label for lazy. And then we need to close the label. I don't know why I keep spelling label incorrectly, but slash check your code. And there we go. Add a final checkbox after the previous one. Okay, with the ID of energetic. So input ID inner equals energetic, and then type equals checkbox, and then name equals personality, and then label for energetic, and then this energetic, and then close that label. I don't think that's right. For energetic label. It was right. And we got our energetic checkbox there. Okay. Like radio buttons, form data for selected checkboxes are name/value attribute pairs. While the value attribute is optional, it's best practice to include it. With any checkboxes or radio buttons on the page. Add a value attribute to each checkbox. For convenience, set each checkbox value attribute to the same value as its ID attribute. Alright, so checkbox. indoor, outdoor. All right, checkbox, and then we're going to add value equals loving. Input value equals lazy. Input value equals energetic. Okay. In order to make a checkbox checked or radio button selected by default, you need to add the checked attribute to it. There's no need to set a value to the checked attribute. Instead, just add the word check to the input element, making sure that there's space between it and other attributes. So make the first radio button and the first checkbox selected by default. So this is our first, and we're going to do checked. And then our first is your cat and indoor, outdoor. And we want to do this one, input checked. Alright, check our code. Now you will add a footer section to the page. After the main element, add a footer. Alright. Nest a P element with the text. No copyright free code camp.org. Okay. Submit and go to the next challenge. Make the text freecodecamp.org into a link by enclosing it in an A anchor. Okay. So a ref equals https://www.freecodecamp.org. And then /a. Notice that everything you've added to the page so far is inside the body element. All page content elements that should be rendered to the page go inside the body element. However, other important information goes inside the head element. Add a head element just above the body element. The title element determines what browsers show in the title bar or the tab page or tab for the page. Add a title element within the head element, and we're going to call it cat photo app. And submit and go to the next challenge. Notice that the entire contents of the page are nested within an HTML element. All other elements must be descendants of this HTML element. Add the lang attribute with the value in to the opening HTML tag to specify that the language of this page is English. Lang equals in. Okay. Add all pages should begin with doc type HTML. This special string is known as a declaration and ensures the browser tries to meet industry-wide specifications. Add this declaration as the first line of code. So doc type HTML. Okay. One more thing, you should allow people to use their native language. Tell the browser to encode multiple languages by adding a meta element as a child of the head element. Set its char set attribute to UTF-8. So, meta element as a child of the head element. So, meta element char set equal UTF minus 8. Congratulations. Here's a preview of what you will build. Alright, so we've completed the cat photo app, and it looks like this is our next project. We're going to go ahead and click off of that for now, and go back. Oh wait, no. Go back to our curriculum. So, as you can see, we have completed the whole Learning HTML by building a cat photo app. So next time, we're going to start tackling this building a cafe menu. But I thank you guys for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Bye!